Good evening. My name is Steve Rennie. I am the Ren Baron, and this is my Ren Baron Learning to Fly YouTube channel. I want to thank you for joining us here tonight. I see Diego John we got in the house. We've got Eduardo Francesca, and yours truly here. Tonight, our agenda is as follows. Going to be making a trip to Las Vegas with a good buddy of mine by the name of Ed Waters, who, if you've watched any of my videos, you know that Ed is one of the top Cirrus CSIPs in the country here. Was the man responsible for my transition training. We've since become good buddies. He's also a golfer. So we're heading up to Las Vegas to meet up with another Cirrus CSIP by the name of Chuck Calley. We're going to go up and do a little flying. We're going to get some content that I think will be, probably more appropriate for some of the folks that are Cirrus pilots, not so much for some of the other aircraft. So it's a little bit of Cirrus geekdom that we'll be on a mission to do here. But in any event, so I thought that tonight what I would do is do a little practice run. Today we're going to be flying from Santa Monica Airport here in Santa Monica, California, to Las Vegas, Nevada. And so today we're going to get started here, and let's get going. And we're going to go and start with getting our iPad. I'm going to show you our route here. Let's see if everything's working properly. So far, so good. Okay, so our route tonight is going to be from Santa Monica to Henderson Airport, Henderson Executive Airport in Las Vegas, Nevada. I've already got our flight plan sorted out here. As you can see right here, it's KSMO to LAX to Victor 165 to Lang, Victor 518. Palmdale, Victor 12, Basal, Victor 394, Daggett, Victor 587, BLD, and then Henderson Executive Airport. We're going to be flying an IFR route tonight. Or today. This should be set up for an early morning flight here, which is when we'll be leaving here. So you'll notice on the iPad here that we got a lot of yellow in the neighborhood there. That's turbulence. So if you've not flown out here in California, welcome to some California flying. And you can bet that in the real world that with that much turbulence in the neighborhood, when we get over those mountains, it's going to get even a little bit crazier still. So now I'm going to spare you all the stuff that I normally do, which will make this about a half hour longer than it really needs to be here. So I'm going to show you or reiterate for you a couple of things here. I've got some tools to help me in the cockpit when I'm out flying here. First is my favorite right here, which is ForeFlight. A couple other things here. I use my flight info sheet, which you've all seen before. And this is where I put all of that information. I've got it here on my little military style kneeboard. I put in a lot of that information so far regarding you can see up here starting at the top, engine hours, fuel on board, hobs, and so forth. That's just kind of some general bookkeeping information for me. I get my departure airport information, the ATIS ground tower, and departure information. This is where I'll write our ATIS, and this is where I'll write our clearance instructions, which hopefully will be similar to what we've got here. In the en route section is where I'll be making my notes along the way, climbs, headings, frequency changes, and so forth. And then more importantly, down at the bottom, in the approach section of the info sheet, I got my ATIS information, my frequencies for the Henderson Executive, which is our ATIS is important, tower, ground, and then our Las Vegas approach. So that is all of that information here today. So let's get started and head over to the plane. And let's, before I do that, let's just go into the cockpit. Okay, there we are. Let's get rid of that. Let's go to our cockpit views here, and let's just go to our cockpit direct notepad. Okay, so there we are on the runway, or on the tarmac here. So let's just get started here with our startup sequence here. First things first, when I get in the plane, the first thing I want to do is go find those keys, and I'm going to move something right here on my screen so I can see it. I'm going to move those keys and put them in the ignition where they are hard to lose. Second thing I'm going to do is get my engine hobs information here. So I'm going to hit that button right here. We're going to go do a little reset, hit engine hobs. Okay, we're going to look down here, and I've got 71.9 and 11.1. So I'm going to put those here on my flight info sheet. And that'll be the first thing I do. We're going to start today with 92 gallons in the tank here, full tank. So that's where we're starting here today. So now let's go over, and I'm going to just move something over here, and let's go down and start this baby up here. First things first, we're going to go to our battery 2. We're going to hit that switch there, and then I'm going to take you down to the throttle quadrant here just so you can see something here. Oh, hang on, what's going on here? Throttle quadrant, okay. Up, get rid of that. Up, couple faux pas. All right, the throttle quadrant, you'll notice there's no green light there. That should not be lighting up green. If it does show green on battery 2, then you've got a little bit of an issue going on there. Okay, so that's battery 2. Now let's go over and get battery.
2498. Can I point me to departure? 981.
Okay, we've got a little bit of.
On the way.
Okay, let me lower that volume just a bit on our.
Say again? I said the grass should fall on wheels on the way.
Okay, let's make.
Yes, let's take off. Looked like it.
All right, so that's our Pilot Edge ATIS or ATC. What we're hearing in the background. Can you guys all hear that? Thank you, Jesse. Let's before we get started too much. Can you guys hear everything? Okay. I'm going to hit battery number 1 here. Let's go down to that throttle quadrant. And let's see if we can see. No, there's the green light that I was referencing right there. Okay, that's all good. Let's go back up to our default. Okay, we're letting everything boot up here.
1,900 climbing 6,000.
Okay, everybody, let me know if you can hear everything properly. We got ATC going on here. We got me. This is X-Plane. This is the Torque Sim SR22 model here. Okay. All right, so let's get busy here. We got enter, enter, enter. We've got 92 gallons. Let's put that all the way to the top and hit enter. So now we've got 92, and I'm going to push that soft key under the warning button and get rid of that. Okay. So now we're ready to start getting this baby fired up here. Good sound. All right, good. Down to the throttle quadrant. First thing we're going to do here is going to put mixture full. Second thing we're going to do is put power full. As you can see right here, this is our fuel pump switches right here. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to give this a little high boost prime to get us going here. So 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4. Okay. Now we're going to come back up top here. I'm going to pull, actually let's come back for 1 second. I'm going to pull my power back, my throttle back to 1/4 inch-ish now. We'll come back up top here. Now I'm going to take my ignition switch, and I like to put it in both and have it ready to go, because now I'm going to give it a little just regular old boost, and as soon as I hear some flow, I'm going to fire that engine up here. So let's give it a boost. I hear it going. Okay, now let's give it a go. Okay, we got a nice clean start there. Let's pull our power back to about 1,000. We're good to go. Let's go Alt 1, Alt 2, avionics. Strobe light should have been on, demerit for the pilot there. Okay, let's take a little closer look and see what we've got there so everybody can see what's going on. And let's go back to our default prompt. Okay, so now we've got all that stuff fired up. And let's go back over to our flight plan, because I'm going to have to enter all of this stuff into my flight plan here. Now also, let me go to menu. I should have done this ahead of time. Delete the flight plan. So I'm going to go KSMO, and I've got our flight plan. So we're going to start with LAX, enter, enter. Now on my Cirrus Gen 6, I just can put this up here from our let's get our cockpit iPad. I can take my iPad and just hit Bluetooth, and it'll transfer it all over to
128.1, 6 right Delta. Delivery to the Nana yield drone.
When we get departure radar contact.
Santa Barbara departure, Cardinal 7577 Victor, 2,500, climbing 3,000.
577 Victor, Santa Barbara departure radar contact, clear direct Quang, climb and maintain 5,000.
Climb and maintain 5,000, clear direct Quang, 7577 Victor.
Departure, San Marcos, that's foul, climb via the SID, climb 3000, departure frequency is 125.2, squawk is 5133, 909 uniform.
99 uniform, yeah, there's nothing to climb via SID there, it's just maintain 3,000, otherwise the reback is screwed.
Copy, thank you, 909 uniform.
Charlie. Santa Monica Municipal Airport, 8 is information Charlie. 0151 Zulu. Wind 020 at 8.
Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Can you hear me now, folks?
Sorry, what part did you need again for 4 Delta Foxtrot?
The beginning.
774 Delta Fox. The beginning, you said?
Can you hear me now, folks? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, no problem. So clear out of the Bravo airspace, make a right crosswind departure at the departure end of the runway. Maintain VFR at or below 2,500.
That was right crosswind departure to the end of the runway. Maintain VFR at or below 2,500. Frequency 134.9. Squawk 1350. 774 Delta Fox.
4 Delta Foxtrot, squawk code 1504. Rest of the reback is correct.
Squawk 1504. 774 Delta Fox.
All right, thank you, folks. Always something here.
Sierra Delta is past the midpoint, and we're now on an extended downwind for runway 11.
Sierra Delta, roger. Runway 11, clear to land.
Clear to land. Runway 11 for Sierra Delta.
77 Juliet connects Santa Barbara approach 120.55.
We're gonna go through our run up right here because we're in the run up area here for Alpha 2. So let's go ahead and do that right now and get this baby going.
Juliet, contact Santa Barbara.
Let's go flight plan. Let's go checklist. I'm gonna go down to pre-flight. Oops, back up top.
24981 connects Santa Barbara approach
Before
120.55.
they're gonna go down here. Let's go. We got all that stuff before starting engines. We got that before taxiing. Flaps are up. Radio avionics are going to be set, so let's make sure we got our clearance and all that. Santa Monica ground, radio check.
Loud and clear.
All right, good news. Okay, this is Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra at the Alpha 2 run up with Charlie. I'd like to pick up my IFR flight plan to Henderson Executive in Las Vegas.
768 Foxtrot here, Santa Monica ground clear to the Henderson Airport on departure, fly runway heading. Expect radar vectors to the Lang intersection, that's Lima, Alpha, November, Golf Echo, then as filed. Maintain 3000, expect 1000, 5 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 134.2, squawk 7251.
Okay, we're cleared to Henderson Field. On departure, we're going to fly runway heading, then radar vectors to the Lang intersection, then as filed, 3000 to start, 11,000 in 5 minutes, 134.2 on the departure frequency, and 7251 on the squawk 85 Sierra.
8 Foxtrot Sierra, read back correct.
Thank you. Let me get that program, and I'll be back here.
Santa Barbara approach.
Okay, let's get this all programmed here. So first things first.
24981, Santa Barbara approach, Santa Barbara altimeter 2980.
Okay, let's go transponder first. Let's go over to our comms, autopilot comms. So the transponder, you're not going to be able to see that. Let's go up top here. So we're going to go transponder. We're going to go 72517, 72551, which you can now see right up here. Okay. Now on this one, we got to go transponder altitude. There we go. Okay, so that is a check. Up top, we're going to go comm. We're going to go 134. Let's flip that over. 134.2.
Sierra Delta, ramp via Alpha, remain this frequency path.
134.2. There we go. There we got set. Okay, so now that is set. We want 3,000. Excuse me. Is our altitude 3,000 to start? There's our 3,000. Okay, so we got that set. We're going to fly runway heading, which means we're going to go our toga button, which is already set. Okay, now let's take a look. You said we're going to get the Lang intersection, so let's go Lang. He's going to. Okay, so Valley to Lang looks like it's going to be our active leg here. Okay, Valley to Lang. All right, great. All right, so let's go back over here, and now let's go through our checklist here. No, we don't want to do that. Enter. Let's go checklist. Okay, so taxi. We're not going to worry about taxi right now. Brakes are good. HSI orientation is good. Turn coordinator, we're not going to have to worry about. Okay, our doors are locked. Seat caps handle is good. Air conditioner is good. Mixture is full. Flaps, let's go 50 on flaps. Our flaps are 50. Our transponder is set. Our autopilot, let's check our autopilot right now. Let's put it in autopilot heading mode, and it's starting to move, which is good. So let's get that back to where it should be. Takeoff. All right. Autopilot is good. Navigation radios are set for takeoff. Cabin heat defrost as required. Brakes are holding. Now let's go to our engine and do our run up here. Okay, 1700. We want 1700. Let's get her up there. There's 17. Let's go through our switches here. Go to our let's get you up close so you can see what's going on here. Nav. Okay, landing pushes that up a little bit. That's great. Ice should push it up a little bit further. Pitot heat should move out to pretty good. We're going to turn off out 1, and that should be picking up on alt 2. It's not showing properly, but I know it is. We're going to kick off alt 2, and that's going to shed really quickly. Okay, so let's get rid of pitot heat. So it gets rid of ice. Let's now go and check our mags here. The left mag's going to be a drop of 50. That's acceptable. Our right mag is a drop of 30, 40. That's acceptable as well. Let's go back to both and pull our power back to 1,000-ish. Okay, and let's go back to our flight plan, and let's go back to here again, our checklist. Okay, so now all of that is done. Let's go and do the rest of this here. Next checklist. Before takeoff, okay, alternate, we did all that. Pitot heat is good. Voltage is charging. Pitot heat not required right now. Landing light, we've got that on. Magnetos we've checked. Power lever is good. Let's go check our flight controls here. Let's come up top here. Now I'm going to try out our track IR here right now to see how that's all doing. Free and correct. Let's go. Okay, let's go. Look out the window. Okay, left is up, right is down. Let's look over here. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, everything's moving in and out. I'm going to get rid of track IR and come up. It's getting me a little dizzy. All right, that's all good. Trim is, let's go set our trim. Let's go trim it down a little bit. Our flaps are good. Mixture is full, and we're on boost. Okay, that is all good. Autopilot is off. We're going to do a normal takeoff. We know what that's all about. So let's just go to our climb checklist, back to our flight plan, and I think we are ready to go here now. Okay. Let's go to our throttle quadrant, get rid of our brake right here. Back up top. Okay. Whew. Yabba dabba do. Okay, now let's talk to ground is on 121.9. Okay.
November 774 Delta Foxtrot LA Tower, wind 07010, runway 6 right, clear for takeoff.
Runway 6 right, clear for takeoff, 774 Delta Foxtrot.
Santa Monica ground, Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra at the Alpha 2 run up, ready to taxi to runway 3.
768 Foxtrot Sierra, Santa Monica ground, runway 3, taxi via Alpha.
Runway 3, taxi via Alpha 8 Foxtrot Sierra, thank you. Okay, let's do this. Okay, we rarely ever take off on runway 3 here at Santa Monica, so this will be different today. So you get to see me hopefully not stumbling through this, hopefully getting it right here. All right, so let's get her swung around here. Okay, there we are. All right, let's now switch to COM 1. You see that we've got COM 1 now set for takeoff here. All right, now let's cut to tower, and then we're going to be, make sure I got this straight. We're going to go straight out 620, and we're going to pick up Lang. Let me just dial that in here so I can see what I'm doing here. Picking up that to Lang. He's going to get me on, well, let's see what he does. Let's just see what we get here. All right. Santa Monica Tower, Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra, holding short, runway 3 at Alpha 1.
Foxtrot Sierra, Santa Monica Tower, wind 0208, runway 3, clear for takeoff.
Runway 3, clear for takeoff. 8 Foxtrot Sierra. Thank you. Thank you.
Las Vega Tower, CVM 7299 uniform, hold a short runway 7 right.
7299 uniform LA Tower, runway 7 right, line up with me.
Okay, let's just do one little check here. Left.
For 999 uniform.
Let's go to our track IR for just a second here.
North complex is going to go right over top here.
Okay, track IR default top up. Okay, ready to go here?
Got that, 799.
Let's do this. Trim, flap, mixture, boost. We're all good. Okay, off we go here. Let's keep that thing. That thing gets a little jumpy out of the box here. Okay, there we go. Now, I did not do my takeoff briefing here, folks, because I saw the sun going down out here, and so I thought I'd get off the ground here. Okay, let's get our flaps up. Now, originally when I set this up for this morning, let's go get our indicated airspeed at 120. Keep it in heading mode for right now. Actually, get our flight director off right now. Let's get 3,000 is where we want to be. Go indicated airspeed. Okay, let's get that baby up here. Come on, Steve. Fighting with this today here. Should I move to my 3,000? So Santa Monica Tower, Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra, looking for a frequency change. Okay, SoCal approach 8 Foxtrot Sierra. SoCal approach Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra, 3,500. I blew through my 3,000 there. Left 330, climb maintain, left 1,008 Foxtrot Sierra. 330, let's get her, okay, let's get some freaking up. Jesus. 330, let's get going here. Okay, it's not working properly here, so let's get it into autopilot mode here. 1,000 here. Heading 330. There we go. All right. Sometimes it's easier just to put it on autopilot with the sim. I can tell you. Jeez. Okay, let's get it to 1,000 here. Okay. 330, 1,000. Okay, we got it going here right now. Let's pull our power back to 28.5 here. Let's get our checklist, our climb checklist. Okay, we got it. Now let's pull our mixture back. about 17.2 should get it done. Oxygen not required. Power lever mixture is good. Okay, we finally got 120. Our engine parameters are looking good for right now here. Okay, now let's go to our next checklist, which will be cruise, and let's go back to our flight plan. Okay. Clear direct Lang, resume on nav, 8 Foxtrot 0. Okay, so we're going to go, let's go direct, enter, nav, and now we are heading for Lang. Okay, great. All kinds of weird stuff coming out here today. All right, so now, I hadn't really, let's get all our stuff going here. Okay, we'll wait till we get out of the area here a little bit, folks, and then we'll go and do some, stuff here. Okay, rear view, let's go take a look at it. Okay, there we are. You can see the plane's bouncing around out here because we got a lot of turbulence here. Okay, now I'm having a little issue with my iPad here. It's all going crazy here tonight. Could I at some point show the real sim gear setup? Rodney Friend is asking. Rodney, I did a video on that, which would probably be easier for you to see everything you need to see on that video of my sim setup. So I would refer you to that. Okay, let's come back in the cockpit here. All right, let's switch our fuel tanks here. Let's go down to the throttle requirement so we can confirm that that's happening. Oops, oh, Jesus Christ, come on, Steve. There we go. Okay, caution, pitot heat required. Let's put our pitot heat on. All right, so we're heading back over the valley here. That's actually a pretty cool little view there where you can see the lights on in the cockpit. Nice touch there. All right, let's go to the rear view here so you can see where we're heading. Okay, so we're heading direct. Let's go up to our flight. Okay, we're going direct Lang here. We got 9.3 miles. We're at 8,500 climbing, 11,000 right now. As I think of his Mike and found your channel, I looked by an SR-22. Well, tell Mikey I said hello. Real appreciate your perspective being ahead of me in the process. How's the VAT sim compared to the real deal? This is from our corporate account. I received. Okay, I'm going to read these a little bit in dedication. All right, well, thank you, Vertex Flight Simulation and Matt Salsamendi. This is actually, I like all this stuff here. I'm not using VATSIM. I'm using ATC through Pilot Edge, which I love. That's the ATC guys you hear right there. And it makes it very realistic. And I had this flight set up earlier this morning to show us at 12 o'clock in the afternoon leaving, because that's when I'm going to leave with my buddy on Thursday. But now we got a night flight, so that'll make it even more interesting. I've added a couple new tricks into the mix here. I've got Track IR, which is, let's just put it on there for some yucks here. This is my new, let's go, I got to go. Hang on, bear with me for a second here. All these new toys I'm learning here. Okay, so there is that thing set up properly now. So now I'm going to look out. Hang on. Get back in the plane here. Okay, I'm going to look out the window to the left. That's pretty cool. I'm going to look out the window to the right. That's pretty cool. I get a nice little view here. All right, nice. Okay, that's the VATS, or that's Track IR. I'm going to get rid of that for right now. Go back up into the default here. Lots of new tricks. You said you can't learn new tricks. Anyway, ATC is being handled by Pilot Edge. I understand that VATSIM, I think, is a European product. I'm not sure of that, but okay, so let's just go back and take care of business. Let me sync up our heading here. Okay, we're closing in on our 11,000. In my series, I'd have heard the bell ringing at 10,800, but we're going to go there, which means back to the flight plan, back to our checklist, and we're going to go through our cruise checklist here. So let me go back into the cockpit here and let's go through that. We've got oxygen is not required, fuel pump is on, cruise power is set, mixture is lean back, engine parameters are good, and our fuel flow and balance 17.1 is right where I want it to be. So let's come back up top here, and that checklist is now done, and we'll get our descent checklist preloaded and then back to the flight plan. And let's go back to the map here so we can just get a little look on this. Let's declutter a little bit. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this profile, which I don't need at the moment. And let's scroll out of here. Let's do a little more decluttering here. Declutter one. Okay, I don't need all that crap in there. So let's declutter 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, so we're coming up on Lang. And we'll be making a right-hand turn. Oh, neat. Always wanted to give track IR a shot. Seems like a good middle ground between VR and thumbstick movement. Well, Matt, I've managed to minimize best I can the touches with the keyboard, which is good because it makes it more realistic. Somebody asked about the real sim gear. Awesome stuff. But what really, really, really makes that real sim gear come to life is the flight model that I'm flying here. Is from a little company called Torque Sim X Aviation. They've done a fantastic job of matching up the numbers. It's actually a great story. Three young guys who started the company. One guy who's a former mechanic. I'm turning up my my ATC here. Are you guys hearing ATC okay? Three guys that started this Torque Sim X Aviation. One guy's a mechanic, who's a guy named Stephen McIntosh, who I actually met here online during a sim flight, one of my early sim flights. And another gentleman named by the name of Cooper Lamont, who's a 20-year-old, I guess, programming genius who's going to school at Purdue University, who did all of the integration with the G1000 Perspective Plus stuff. Let's go outside and get a little rear view here for you. Enjoy the view. And another gentleman from Germany. And these three guys put together this unbelievable flight package. And I can tell you without hesitation that the numbers that you see here in the engine stuff are very, very close to what I would see in my own Cirrus Gen 6 plane. I'm slowly working through all the various details of it. The fuse panel, which you see down here, the auto comms, all of that stuff is done really well. Stephen, who I mentioned, is the guy who put together, for lack of a better term, the artwork. The gentleman in Germany is the guy that did all the engine stuff, and Cooper Lamont, who, if you're on the Discord chat rooms, you see those guys. They've done an amazing job, and it's really what makes the RSD stuff really come to life here. When I was thinking about getting a sim, it was very important for me to have real touch and to be able to really go at the controls here. I have an instrument cam here. Let's see, dare I check that out here? Oh God, here we go, folks. All right, well, somebody wanted to know what the real sim gear looks like, so here it is. Get this camera back over here. There's what it all looks like, sports fans. Imagine that actually worked today. Yeah, it's always a thrill a minute. So this gives me the ability to actually get muscle memory going, which is so important when you're learning the Cirrus perspective stuff here. This little device you see right here helps me control all my views and tries to make some sense of it. I have a Cirrus console here, okay, which has all of the switches that you see listed over here, right? Okay, actually I did that wrong. I'm not going to see that. In any event, that is the sim setup right there. So if somebody was asking, any advice on looking for a Cirrus? Yes, be ready to write a big check. If you are in California, Matt Salsamendi, and you are serious about flying a Cirrus, pardon the almost pun, you got to get a turbo. Why? Because you're flying over mountains a whole bunch, and that ATC is pretty quiet for you guys, is what you're saying. Okay, well, let me turn them up a bit. How's that? We'll see if they get back on there. ATC, pushed it up a little bit. I'm balancing all these various sound issues here, folks, so pardon me.
Demos Tower, sending out 101 Sierra, taking off runway 11 for close traffic.
1016 Sierra, there's no O's call sign, but left close traffic is approved. Report midfield at 1 each time.
All right, there we are out there in the middle of nowhere. Left is right. Okay.
Right, clear for 101, report midfield. And then 101 Sierra.
Okay, again, no O's, 0.
0, I'm sorry.
Okay, 768 Foxtrot Sierra, connect Joshua approach.
126.18 Foxtrot Sierra. Okay, so let's go over here to our comms. Let's go, actually we'll just come in close here. We're going to hit comm, we're going to go 126.1. And we're going to flip that over. Come back up here. Joshua approach Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra, level 11,000.
768 Foxtrot Sierra, Joshua approach, good evening. Let me see what I can dig up here from altimeter for you. Palmdale, altimeter 3002. 3002 for Palmdale, 8 Foxtrot Sierra. 5 Juliet Victor, radar contact, say altitude.
5 Juliet Victor, level 1,500.
5 Juliet Victor, contact Santa Barbara departure.
Over to departure, 5 Juliet Victor, good day, sir.
3-3, leave it a set of pilot's discretion, maintain 15. Over 9633, leave it a set of pilot's discretion, maintain 15.
Okay, now I can't see anything out there, folks, and so I'm going to do something here real quick. I want to just go pause for a minute and get my iPad working properly here. So give me a second here. I'm going to tell ATC we're going to take a little quick break here. So hang on, bear with me. Joshua approach Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra. I'm going to pause this in for just a second. I've got a little issue going on. I'm going to take care of it, if that's all right.
8 Foxtrot Sierra, no problem at all. If you can only do that in the real world.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Sometimes it would, for sure.
Okay, I'm going to hit pause here for a second, folks, because I got to go up here and fix something here. Network. Got all kinds of weird, strange, crazy stuff going on here today.
Before Romeo Bravo, you can plan a circle.
Okay, so we're going to enter an IP address here. We want...
It's to circle 30 for Romeo Bravo.
92.168.0. Okay, now we got a GPS connected here. All right, so let's go back and get back in the plane here. So Cal approach 8 Foxtrot Sierra, back with you. Can you hear me?
I can indeed. Vector Connect, SoCal approach 135.4.
135.4, 77 Victor.
For 99 Uniform, Connect Los Angeles Center 135.5.
135.5, landed on the uniform.
Okay, I'm over here messing with. Oh Christ, we got lightning happening here.
Jet 725, SoCal approach cable, LA altimeter 2.
Okay, that was a little scary, folks.
Roger, expect the ILS 7 right. Uniform LA Center, Center altimeter is 2.
Okay, I see that we're actually going through some nasty little bit of weather here, folks. So if on a real world flight, I probably would not be flying at the moment.
Hey, good evening, Burbank, Coins Delivery. This is Technon 626 Echo Delta.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Those are my strobes. Ah. Looks like we're starting to get some ice buildup on here. Okay, great. Let's get some ice going there. So what I did there, folks, is I hit the ice here. Okay.
And it is clear to Las Vegas via the noise 3 departure deck transition.
All right, there we see some stuff down there. Okay. Crazy. Very dramatic here tonight. So now on my iPad, let's see if I can get that going here. We have some weird, strange stuff going on here tonight. Let's see if I can get my iPad broadcasting here. IMC at night in the sim. Yeah, I'll say that was pretty cool. Not what I was expecting, frankly, but let's go back over here and see if get our. Okay, now let's just see if I can get the.
101 Sierra.
Okay, now of course.
Once
The
contact established, call sign can be short with three characters.
Now my NDI source here is not working properly at the moment, of course. Let's just see if I get it back in there again now. All right, some strange oddball stuff going on here with all my gear.
Turn right heading 290, vector final approach course, Cinema 18, 3000.
99,
Okay, let's go back into the cockpit here. All right, let's look left. Let's look right. Let's come back over here. All right. I wish my iPad was working properly here because you can see, which I can't see here on this particular on the MFD right here. On my actual Cirrus, I would be able to pull up weather information and get the composite and so forth, but I'm not able to do that right now. And so I'm kind of looking at my iPad over here on the side, but for some strange, weird, odd reason, it's not doing what it should be doing here. Let's just.
725, turn right heading 33.
It should be showing up there, but it's just not. As you can see, that's not where we actually are, so I'm going to get that out of there. This simming is a lot tougher, I think, than flying a real Cirrus. I hate to say that, but I think that is absolutely true. Okay, let's try the reset X-plane here and go rear view. There's our rear view. Not much to see there, sports fans. Let's go with our ramp view. Not much to see there, except you can see our little plane and the lights are on. So let's go back in here to our default MFD and just see how we're doing on everything. When in doubt, check the plan here. So right now, we are heading to Ether. We're on that pink active leg there. We've got Palmdale to Ether. We got 6.1. 6.1 miles to go. We're 11,000 feet. Our temperatures are good. Everything is looking good at the moment. So let's go with that. Now I'm going to do something here that I should have done a little bit earlier. But I'm going to, and this we call this staying ahead of the game here a little bit. So I'm going to go and click over to COM here. I'm going to flip down to the bottom here, and I'm going to put in 120.775, which is our ATIS frequency for Henderson Field. I'll flip that over, and then I'm going to put in tower, which is 125.1. Okay, now I've got those in there, and now I'm going to come back up top. So what I've done there is I've taken care of a little business while we have some free time on our hands here. Diego John says, do you fly a lot at night? I fly enough at night to keep my currency here. Typically, if I was planning this particular flight here today, I would not be flying it at night unless there was some really, really good reason to do that. I would much prefer to fly during the day. I'm up in Seattle and hearing a lot about the turbo being good for getting above weather. Not sure if the trade-off of needing OT is worth it. Well, Matt Salsamendi, I can't decide that for you. I know that at the end of the day, I wound up getting my Cirrus pretty much fully loaded with all the accoutrements, Fiki, oxygen, XM weather, and so forth and so on. And I will tell you that I have used it and had to use it and was very comforted to have that stuff at my disposal. And as my wife put it best when we were buying a Cirrus, she goes, don't turn into a cheap bastard now, Steve. And I think when you have some of that other stuff in the plane, it gives you some capabilities. When you're talking about getting above weather and so forth, if you just want to be a VFR pilot, I think it's one thing. But if you're looking to actually travel across the country at all in any kind of distance, the more capability you have, the better. The last thing you want to do is be up there at altitude, wishing you could go higher to avoid some problems and not having oxygen and so forth. So anyway. Looking good so far here. We're heading on our, let's see if that's going to work. My iPad is going to work here. No, still not working properly. Let's see if I can, I'm going to try to fix something. I really appreciate that perspective. Okay, I'm going to try to fix something here on my,
I'm going to approach ILS 112.
Yeah, I can give you the air nav 30, circle the 12, or I can set you up for the ILS, either works fine.
I'm going to try to do something while we are looking here at NDI source.
99 uniform, expect to fly heading 300.
300, 99 uniform.
Attention 725, connect delay tower 120.905. She had about 6 calls at the same time there, which I think is a new record. Attention 725, LA tower 20.905. Attention 725, say again. Yeah, runway 7 right, clear to land, monitor tower wave. 160, runway 11 cleared for the option.
All right, I'm just messing around here, folks. Looking to try to solve a little problem here with the my iPad is not showing up, which would be very helpful to show you that here. In the meantime, let's just go up close and check on our stuff and see where we're at on everything. Okay, we are ether to Naste. Naste, 7.9 miles. Temperatures are all good. Everything is looking good at the moment here. Actually, our power has gotten a little bit higher. Here, let's get it back to 28.5 here. And we got our power, our mixture came up a little bit too. Okay. And then our temps go down a little bit. Okay. Let's see what else. Anybody got some questions in there? Vortex dedication. Okay, that was nice. I'm just coming back to you, folks. Kevin Braun, nice to see you if you're still around. Eduardo, there's my friend Eduardo. I think he's going to be a brand new Cirrus owner here. Good to see there's so many Cirrus fans out there in the real world here. Okay, let's go check our profile here. Okay, we should be good at 11,000 feet here.
99 uniform, connect Santa Barbara approach 124.15.
Now, I will be honest with you, when I'm flying on the sim, I get so darn consumed with flying the sim that it gets me distracted from actually the flying of the plane here. So I'm liable to do some things here today that you wouldn't see me do in my real plane. What programs are the controllers using here? I'm not sure how they pulled that off, Tobin in Georgia. But Pilot Edge is the website, and you can probably figure out where that is or how they do it there. But they're real controllers on their off-duty here. So, all right, so we're coming in here. I'm going to go down here to comms for a second here and show you something. At this point, I would probably put on Comm 2 in monitor mode, right? And the reason I do that is because I want to start picking up the ATIS for Henderson. Now, again, you can't see my iPad here, but we got some real weather around around Henderson Field. We got scattered at 7,500, overcast at 8,500. So this is going to be a bona fide.
33 Lima after Needles view our procedure.
It's going to be a bona fide approach here today. Here, field elevation there is 2492. I have all of that information right here on my little sheet that I did based off of my iPad originally here. For the life of me, I can't figure out why the iPad is not working here tonight. Let's see what the rear view looks like right now here. Come out of here. Not much to look at there, sportsmans. So let's go back into the cockpit here. Tonight is a perfect example of when everything is going well. It's pretty boring, and that's the way I like it. Okay, so I'm afraid I'm going to forget something here. So let's go. I'm going to cheat that weather a little bit. So we've got 060 at 12. So we've got wind. We've got scattered at 7,500. Overcast at 8,500. So we're going to have to be going through some. I'm going to turn off our ice here. I'm going to turn off our ice right now here. I think we're good for the moment here.
645 Juliet Victor, point me approach Camarillo altimeter 290.
Let's turn on our ice lights out here. Let's go back up to. I don't see any ice on the wing there. Don't see any ice on the wing there, but this is why I wouldn't necessarily be flying at night here, sports folks here. So we got scattered. All right. So now let's look at our procedures over there. I'm looking again on my iPad because some of the features that I'm used to.
Uniform flighting 310.
On my Cirrus perspective system are not there today. So I'm looking at all this and trying to brief this out. So if we got winds 060 at 12, so we're probably going to be landing on runway. Let's go back over here, back to the map here. Let's go to Henderson. My guess is we're probably going to be landing on runway 35 right or 35 left. So let's do. We'll check that out here, and so I'm going to put that plate up here. Now, another thing? Again, you can't see it on my iPad. It's a drag.
Clear for that, man. Actually, tower, I'm going to land.
Yeah, option allows for a full stop as well.
Alrighty. Again, this is one of the things I wish I had on the at Cooper Lamont if you're out there listening tonight. Some of the detail that I have on that Cirrus perspective system in terms of runways and taxiways and all of that stuff is not in the SR22 flight model that we see here today. And so that's why, again, I'm going to sound like a broken record. I'm bummed that the iPad's not working properly here tonight, because I could show you some of that stuff here. Suffice it to say, it looks like we're going to get the GPS approach to 3.5 left. We've got some weather coming up ahead of us here. I've got my plates loaded here, so I've got a diagram of the runway. And so if I land on 3.5 left or Delta, I'm going to be heading over on one of the Charlie or Delta or Echo taxiways to get to where I need to be. Let's go over and check out the RNAV GPS approach here. Again, I wish I knew why this was not working.
Let's just not get the hiccups. That's not helping. Let's make it 7,000 and maybe cross maybe get 7,000.
Ah, that's why it's not working. You know, I have a feeling, I have a theory about why things are not working properly here tonight. And I think it's because my son is over playing Call of Duty, and I think we are probably sucking up so much bandwidth that this thing is not doing what it's supposed to be doing. Let's just get out of this for a second here. Go out. All right, let's make sure we're not doing something stupid here. So let's get back to business here. Let's go back down to our throttle quadrant. We're going to switch our tanks over to the left here. Come back up top here. Let's check our scoreboard, make sure everything is where we should be. We're healthy to Noman. I still don't have any ATIS coming in. Let's go back over here to NDI. Broadcasting air.
Roger, would like to request a quick minute off frequency to get the weather over at St. Louis.
Yeah, no problem. Just let me know when you're back.
Roger, we'll back to area 1.
All right, so we're coming up on Newellman here. We're just about through. It looks like we're, there we go. We got some, let's go back up here. We've got some clear air ahead of us right now, based on my iPad here. See if we got that cockpit iPad. Nope, still not working. Still not working. All right, don't know what that is today.
Roger, 16 Sierra, taxi Alpha.
Let's go over to our flight plan here. Even that is not working properly here. Wow, some weird stuff going on here tonight. And now we've got some, okay, now we got some altitudes there. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do, folks. I'm going to go up here and I'm going to load an approach here. We're going to go select the approach. It's going to be the RNAV. Girard, I believe, is going to be the initial approach fix.
Okay, good. I got disconnected. So,
let's go get our minimums here. Our minimum, circling minimum for the GPSB is 3,900 feet.
Right, 040, then uniform.
I guess we got to go 3,900 the old school way. All right. Come up top.
Just letting you know I'm going to be passing 24981 off to the right pretty close here. I know we're on flight following, I just didn't want to scare you.
3,900 feet here. Hang on 1 second. I'll come and answer some questions in a second here.
Perfect, clearance.
Again, I would just be able to pop this in on the number pad on the Gen 6. Okay, so there we go. Now we got to enter. load that approach here. Okay, now the approach is loaded. It's not active. Let's go. Program the controller is using. What reminder do you use in the sim to switch tanks? On this particular sim model here, I just have to keep track of it myself.
Foxtrot Sierra, connect LA Center 134.65.
13465, 8 Foxtrot Sierra.
Hiccups are killing me.
You're doing fine. At least your hiccups won't kill anybody.
It's true. Can't even get a full sentence out.
I've got all kinds of hiccups happening with my equipment.
That's never good.
LA Center, Sierra 768 Foxtrot Sierra, level 11,000.
768 Foxtrot Sierra, LA Center, Barstow altimeter 3007.
3007 for Barstow, 8 Foxtrot Sierra, thank you.
9 uniform turn right heading 100, intercept below equipment.
Alrighty, so there's our close-up of what we got. We got 3007. We are heading now for Basal.
9 uniform 9 from Hill.
We are
established cleared ILS 12.
145 miles from Henderson. We've got 62 gallons available on our destination. We got about an hour left to our. God, even my Apple iWatch is running out of juice tonight. Alex Friedman says, "Are you an airline pilot?" Alex, you're way too kind. No, I'm a hack amateur pilot. Trying to become a better pilot. But no, I am not an airline pilot. There are probably hundreds of thousands of people that are very happy about that. But I appreciate your thinking I was. I suppose that's probably not a bad thing. Alex, are you a brand new pilot? Are you just learning? Are you a simmer? All right, so we got 17 folks watching right now. Now, I was going to just record this flight and look at it, but I decided to go ahead and stream it anyway, and which is kind of fun. Actually puts a little extra pressure on you, I suppose, and so it's a good thing. Let me ask you a question, folks. Technical question here. How is the volume on the ATC guys right now? All right, Alex says, I love your plane and your videos. I'm currently 43 hours into my private pilot license, almost done with the PPL. All right, so you've actually seen some of the videos where I'm flying my Cirrus, which is a lot smoother than what I'm doing here in this simulator setup here. Alex, you say you're almost done with your private pilot license. You're 17, Alex. Well, here's what I'm going to tell you now, knowing you're 17. Don't be in a rush, Alex. I know life seems like it's raging by really fast for you. But you're really just at the starting line. So many young folks are in a race to get their private pilot license, and part of me understands it costs you money every hour you're in that plane, and that's definitely a consideration. But it's most important, Alex, that you get it right. Being in a rush in a plane is just not a great idea. So make sure you get it right. Truth of the matter is, Alex, I'm just about at 1,000 hours coming up on in 4. Okay, now I'm making a left-hand turn here, so I'm going to go check my flight plan. See where we are in the flight plan. Let's come on down here. Okay, we're coming up here, and let's see where our. Okay, we're heading from Basal to Daggett now. Okay, now I'm going to resync my heading. So many great little features in the Cirrus Perspective Plus. I don't want to sound like a Cirrus salesman here, but God, when I'm even playing with the sim, which is a great flight model, there's so much that's missing from the real Cirrus. And one of the things is there's a feature called sync nav or heading sync, which you hit the little button, and then every time the plane turns just like it did on a GPS approach and leaves your heading somewhere other than where you wanted it to be. Now, if somebody says, you know, click and fly heading X and Y, and you hit heading first, all of a sudden your plane is turning to a heading that you really hadn't intended. So the Cirrus Perspective Plus system, that sync mode, is just terrific for heading sync because you're always in sync, and it kind of helps eliminate some of the dumbass pilot mistakes we all make. Jesse Thompson wants to know, what do you do for a living? I'm retired now, Jesse Thornton. I worked for 40 years plus in the music business. All kinds of different things. I started as a concert promoter, worked as a record executive at Sony Music, was a manager before that, and then I left Sony Music to manage a little rock band from out here in Calabasas called Incubus, and worked with them for about 16, 17 years. When I started, I had hair. When I ended, I didn't. But that's the short version. But I'm now enjoying, I don't want to say not work. I don't work for money anymore, but I still keep busy here. So I work at flying now, Alex. So that's what I do here, or Jesse. All right, so we got the volume is good. That's excellent. Okay, so let's go back up here, folks, for all you folks that are learning how to fly. If you can't think of something to do, just try to stay ahead of the game here and just be checking. Assume nothing. I'll tell you one thing I learned working in the music business is that a shit show can break out at any moment, and best to stay ahead of the game here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to check to make sure everything is going as it should be. So we're going from Basalt to Daggett. We got 12 miles to go. We're at 11,000 feet. We got good speed. We've got wind coming at us from 30 degrees. I've got to figure out how to get the actual speed on that. We've got everything set here right now. We've got our approach loaded here. Let's go down over here. Let's go down here to our flight plan. Let's go flight plan. I've got our approach loaded, and I think you can see that. Now, what happens when you load an approach? Let me get this out of the way. You'll see over here is all of a sudden you start getting some altitudes. Some are in blue and some are in white. Those altitudes are tied to that approach that we just selected. Excuse me. And one of the reasons I like flying IFR is that I like the discipline of IFR, but I also like having a structured view of every approach when I'm coming into an airport, particularly airports that I haven't flown to before.
If you're on the ground, you might want to try 122.2 in the future. That might come across a little bit more readable.
Awesome. Jesse, you have a calm and inviting persona. I try to have a calm and inviting persona when I'm flying for sure, but there are folks from my music business days that would dispute your calm personality observation. I didn't. And sometimes you had to get people to do stuff they didn't want to do, and sometimes the subtlety was overrated in the music business. But I will tell you that in my days back as a manager of a rock band, it wasn't unlike flying in turbulence in an airplane. And so when those moments where the shit was flying, I did try to make it a point to be a little more stoic, so as not to get the passengers nervous, even when they were jumping around causing problems. Okay, so I'm back looking at my iPad again. Let's see, is this iPad going to work here? Let's just see. Oh my God, it's working again. Love it. All right, there we go. Now you can see us. Sometimes, that's a perfect example right there, folks. Sometimes shit happens for no particular reason. And sometimes if you just stay with it, it comes back. So now you can see what you couldn't see previously is all this green stuff is precipitation. And green means there's no red and there's no yellow in there, so it really winds up just being clouds and so forth. But one of the reasons I like flying in the daylight, not the least of which is that, you know, I don't even like driving my car in the dark. My eyes aren't as good as they used to be, is that in the dark you can't see subtlety, right? And so things like when you're flying into a cloud in the daylight, you see it coming, you hit the ice protect system there, and so you're kind of prepared for it. In the dark, things are coming at you literally in the dark, and so you need to be much more prepared. So anyway, what you're seeing here on the iPad is similar information that you would see on my that I would be able to access on my MFD here. And so that is comforting to know that it's back here again. And let's zoom in here. So if my friend Cooper Lamont, if you want to put some stuff on your hit list here, I don't know, there must be some plug-in. Let's go back over here to, there must be some plug-in on X-Plane that allows you to see weather in real time here. All right, Jesse, where are you from, Jesse? I'm always interested to see where people are plugging in from. Okay, so now we are making a slight little turn here. Let's go back to that iPad for a second. Slight little turn to the right. So when I first started flying, I will tell you that those little twists and turns used to freak me out. And the reason they freaked me out is because I wasn't staying ahead of the game and wasn't, you know, trying to figure out what 2 steps ahead looked like. So when I got there and all of a sudden it started turning on me and you go, oh God, what's going on? And it would be like, no, Steve, the plane is doing exactly what you told it to do. It's following that pink line. And so the moral of that story is, you know, do your best to stay ahead of the game, particularly Alex, you're a brand new pilot here. And if you're lucky enough to have a Cirrus one day, one of the great things about the Cirrus is it's a lot faster. One of the bad things about the Cirrus is it's a lot faster. So if you're slow and the plane's fast, that's a horrible freaking combo. So when you get a faster plane and things start moving faster than you can deal with, the first thing you do is pull back the power and slow down. Good advice in most things in life when things are speeding up and getting uncomfortable, try your best to slow things down a little bit. It's good for everybody. Okay, let's go back over to the cockpit iPad here. You'll see the iPad, you'll see the that little glide ring, that little cyan marker glide ring around the plane. That's really important because when you're flying out here and you're looking for airports and stuff, you want to, and something strange happens, you want to make sure that you can get to some place where you can, you know, have a shot to land here. So what I look at frequently is this nearest airports when I'm flying cross country. I'm constantly looking, not to be the doomsday guy, but I'm constantly looking to see what I might do if something went wrong. Again, not unlike my old gig as a rock manager, where sometimes the band guys would think that I was Mr. Negative when in fact I was really just trying to be Mr. Prepared, which means if something went sideways, our mission was to live for another day. And so the way you do that is to stay slightly ahead and assume nothing. Okay. All right, so let's go back over here to our throttle quadrant. I can see up here, hang on, let's go back up here for a second. I can see up here that our fuel is getting a little bit imbalanced right now. So I'm going to go to that throttle quadrant. I'm going to switch over to the right tank now and come back up top. And I'll keep an eye on that as well. One of the other things I do when I'm flying on a long cross-country trip, I'm not doing it as much today, is I'm constantly monitoring and actually writing down these numbers every half hour or so. So look at that, plane's bouncing around a little bit. Getting some turbulence. Again, it's part of that whole notion of trying to stay ahead of the problems. So sometimes problems rarely just happen. They kind of start developing over time. And if you're keen to what's going on, you're paying attention, you can kind of nip some of those things in the bud before they become what I used to call showstoppers. All right, Diego, John, got to go. See you on the next flight. Well, my watch is now toast here. My iPad's telling me it's 7:10, and my MFD is telling me we've got another 42 minutes of flying time to get where we need to be. Okay, it's a little bit of a longish flight here. All right, let's go take a look out to the left. Nothing but darkness. Let's take a look to the right. Nothing but darkness. And the reason there's nothing but darkness is because we are flying over a freaking desert. That's why. Okay, so let's come back in the cockpit where we can see what's going on. All right, let's go on our MFD over here. You can see we're coming up on teal. Let's go to our flight plan. Okay, we'll come up here and we'll see which one of these is pink. So we're going from teal to Danby, as you can see up top on the, here we're going teal to Danby. The heading for Danby is 50 degrees, but we're on a 54 degree heading, so you wonder, why is that good? Well, that's because we're getting a little bit of wind coming from our right, so the plane is edged a little bit into the wind. So I bet you, let's go see if I can figure out how to do this. PFD, wind, okay, there we go. Option 2, option 3. Let's go option 2, option. All right, so we got a 34 knot wind shoving us from the right here, if you can see that. And that's why our heading is a little bit right of what it says on our flight plan over here. Let's go up close in. So we got 50, is that 50? Yeah, 50-ish and 54. So that's the difference here. The plane's working to keep us straight into that wind. Okay.
He's about 3,600 feet. He's about 3,600 feet climbing to 1,000.
Okay, now I'm talking with you folks tonight. I'm not listening to ATC.
Delta, traffic at your 10 o'clock, 8 miles. He's going to be northeast bound, lining up for 8 at Burbank. He's assessed at 172 to setting at 4,800.
Okay, so I'm going to show you that iPad here again. Now, looking ahead here, you can see some of this green stuff. And so we got some clear, but we're going to go through some clouds here. Now, there's predicted that we're going to get some scattered at 7,500, overcast at 8,500 here. And you see a little patch of yellow, which is some precipitation there. So, this would be a bona fide IFR approach in the real world here. So this is where I would start getting my head together and starting to look at things like, I'm going to go over here, I would start looking at the missed approach. So up top here, the missed approach, and I would write this down right here on my little sheet here. So I'm going to do that right now. Our missed approach here is a climbing right turn to 7,000. Direct Juvno, J-U-V-N-O. And then we're going to continue to climb in the hole there. Now, so I'm going to show you something else here. Let's get rid of that iPad. Let's come up close here again, and you'll see I'm going to scroll down through our approach here. And one of the things you'll see here is that we have the missed approaches already programmed here, which is terrific. So that means when I'm flying an instrument approach here, typically what I'll do is have that baby on autopilot and fly it down autopilot all the way down as far as I can. And in case I have to go missed, I'm in autopilot. I just, click the missed approach button down here, and off we go here. So I have that on my little controller down here. Let's see, where do I have I have all of that stuff right here on this controller. Not the same. I would have the actual missed approach button is on the throttle in the actual Cirrus. Ren, make a trip up to KHJO. Okay, where is KHJO? I haven't looked it up here. Michael Thomas. Let me just stop being lazy. Let's go up here. I'm going to take you up here and we'll just do it together here, folks. Let's go. Don't tell me. KHJO. Let's see where that is. That's Hanford. Okay, that's up in the Bay Area. Okay, well, you know, I've probably been through there. Mike, I get up there fairly frequently. There's a great instructor up there in San Carlos who, again, if you haven't seen some of the videos, check out the videos with Jason Miller, who not only is a terrific pilot, but is a terrific guy as well. And I met him through one of his flying adventures. First, a flying adventure up to the mountains around Lake Tahoe, flying mountain passes in my first plane, which was a Sling 4 experimental, which was positively spectacularly scary at first. I think I'd do a little bit better now than I did back then, but that was when I flew back from that trip. That was my last trip in my little Sling 4, and then I didn't fly for about 3.5 months while I was waiting for my Cirrus to be delivered. So anyway, all right, so let's see, we got 36 minutes. You can see that up here to our destination. Do you carry a EPIRB or sat phone? The terrain looks a bit isolated. There is a satellite phone in the plane. And it is a little scary out there. Okay, we're starting to get... Okay, I've started to pick up a little bit of ATIS right there. But I didn't get all of it, so it's a little choppy in there. Let's go over here. Okay, it sounds like we're going to get 3-5 left or 3-5 right. It's a little, broken in there, so we'll keep listening and see if we pick that up here. That's because, if you're not familiar with it, I have COM2, which you can see right here in monitor mode. Okay, and so I like to leave that on so that it's a reminder for me to pick it up. Okay. Okay, the wind is 0.5 at 12, visibility more than 10, sky conditions 7,200, scattered 9,200, the altimeter is 3012, it sounds like, at Henderson Airport. Okay, let's just verify that. So we got 050 at 7, okay, that's better. We've got few at 45, light rain. My iPad, let's go to the iPad here again. My iPad, here's the weather I'm pulling on an iPad. It shows that 3015 is our altimeter. We've got some light rain happening, overcast at 9, scattered at 5,500 and 4,500 few. So we'll be clear by the time we get down. We'll be able to see the runway. So that's good news.
500 scattered, ceiling 9,000 overcast, temperature 11, dew point 0, altimeter 3015, arriving and departing runways 35 left, 35 right, visual approaches in use, reset all runway assignments and hold short instructions, advise on initial contact, you have information Juliet.
Okay, there we go, so that is confirmed.
Executive Airport, agent information Juliet.
Juliet we got. Okay, so we got some clouds on the way down. It'll be clear when we get down to the bottom, though, so that is good news. That's really good news. Okay, so the next controller, I'm going to ask when we can ask for the approach.
Coming out on Juliet Alpha, contact Bakersfield departure for next flight.
Approach Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra level at 11,000. I want to know, will I be talking to you about approaches for Henderson Executive?
Sky 959 Juliet Alpha, Bakersfield departure, ready contact, resume navigation. Number 768 Foxtrot Sierra, negative, actually Las Vegas approach will be another control.
Thank you, 8 Foxtrot Sierra.
You're welcome.
All right, so another little bit of advice there. One of my favorite sayings, if you don't ask, you don't get. So if in doubt, and you're not certain of anything, remember that controller is likely your friend, not the enemy, not the principal at school. When they caught you smoking, it's your friend. So if you have a question, ask him. So for my question there is I want to be able to sit there and know what approach I'm using, because if we're coming through clouds and all that stuff, for me there's great comfort in knowing that I'm hitting certain marks here and I'm not improvising here. So there you have it. All right, so I see our crowd is dwindling a little bit here. I don't blame you.
VOR, direct Van Nuys Airport. That is the Coastal Papa 5 tip. Maintain 3,000, expect 6,000.
Nothing to see out to the left.
Departure frequency 128.
Right. Got nothing to see out there.
4241.
Okay. All righty. Let's see. Let's go up top here. We've got Teal to Danby, 4.1 miles to Danby. We're going to be making a little bit of a left-hand turn here, so we want to make sure we don't freak out when that happens. I'm going to set my approach here on the, let's go up here on the flight plan on my iPad. One of the things I like to do is keep this thing in sync with what I'm doing. GPS approach. I'm betting it's going to be Gerard. And I'm going to add that to my route here. Alrighty. I'll show you my iPad here again. I've got, I loaded the approach here on my iPad and I eliminated ahead of time a fix that's going to make this, okay, my iPad just stopped working again. Alright, back to the, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Juliet Victor, taxi to parking via Delta. Have a nice night.
Okay, so the iPad is going to blow out on me again here. My God. Okay. Try to get that started again. It'd be nice to have that on the way in.
5 Juliet Victor, that's the Cat 8 pass. Get you now. Take care.
JG, I did not know that Ken Griffey Jr. was a Cirrus owner. I'd love to go flying with him. Can't wait to get mine. Have you actually ordered a plane there, JG? Uh-oh. Okay, going into some clouds now.
Southwest 4166, contact SoCal approach 127.4.
SoCal 127.4, Southwest 4166.
584 Romeo Bravo, turn left, direct Fillmore VOR, then resume navigation.
Yeah, let's come back in the cockpit here.
Southwest 4166, roger. SoCal approach, you can expect that. Long Beach altimeter 2984.
Okay, so we're heading for Wig right now. That looks like we got a little ice starting there again, so let's get that going. We're going to put that on, let's give it a little bit of high for a second here. We're going to get that stuff to get out of there. Don't like to see
number 229 around the Tango, stand by. I think it was from the other controllers. Just stand by 1 second, I'll get right back to you. Then 462 Golf, so you're going to rebuild your flight plan. Stand by.
All right, Sir Patrick, thank you for that. All kinds of issues with my gear tonight. I think it's because my son over there is killing folks on Call of Duty here. Okay, let's see if I can get this iPad working. All right, I see that we have, it looks like we have a little bit of, all right, that's good. We can see some stuff here. I'm starting to see the lights of Las Vegas there. And there we are in the cockpit. Doesn't look like there's a pilot in there. Go over that rear view, get some clouds here. Scattered 7,500 here. Okay, back into the clouds again. All right, beautiful.
Step 5, just get back oxide down. I'm sorry, direction you come from.
All right, so I'm going to give up on my iPad working here on the system tonight. I just get her working.
Southwest 4166, contact SoCal approach 128.1. Have a nice night.
Okay, let's get in here. Okay, there is our... All right, we're looking good there. Got my iPad working again here. Here in Vegas, current weather light. Coming up your way this week, a couple days here, Sir Patrick. I got an update that's trying to load here, not right now. Okay, let's see, what do we got here? Let's get check and make sure everything's going properly. Let's see, let's come up top here. Okay, we see we got a little bit of an imbalance here on our fuel, so let's switch over to the left tank here. That's all good now. That's handled. Okay, we got some weather ahead of us, it looks like. Let's go to our rear view here. It's probably the 15 below us, the highway that is. Okay, that we're coming up on Girard here, so.
Central Center, good evening, Walker 169, 17,000.
Cirrus 768 Foxtrot to your contact Las Vegas approach 118.4. Have a nice day.
118.4, thanks for your help, 8 Foxtrots here. Okay, let's,
Walker 169, Los Angeles Center, climb, maintain, flight.
okay, let's go to comms. 118.4, that's another one. I'm waiting to get my, let's come up here. 118.4.
626 Delta, contact Joshua, approach 126.1.
Las Vegas approach Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra, level 11,000. I'm looking for that RNAV approach into Henderson if I can get it.
Foxtrot Sierra, Las Vegas approach to Henderson, altimeter 3015. You want the RNAV Bravo approach. Where would you like to start it from?
I would like to start it from, hang on. I'd like to start it from Girard, 8 Foxtrot Sierra.
Number 8 Foxtrot Sierra, proceed direct Girard, cross Girard at or above, let's see, cross Girard at or above 6,500, cleared, RNAV Bravo approach, expect circle land, runway 35 left.
Okay, we'll cross Girard at or above 6,500, expect to circle to land, approach to 35 left, 8 Foxtrot Sierra. Okay, so now we're going to set 6,500 here, 6,500 there is going to be our approach. So we're cleared for the approach here. Okay, so we've got all that set. Now we've got to set our altitude here. 6,500.
It might be tougher to do it on a shorter flight, but you can go VFR in a jet. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, so no, if it was prohibited on the network, that's all for over 1 kilo.
It's not prohibited in real life, it's not prohibited on Flat Bridge.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you. You want us to contact ground for flight following for November 1 kilo?
Number 1 kilo, if you're going to go out for departure, you can just stay with me and let me know when you're ready for taxi.
Okay, yeah, we're actually ready for taxi again, and we'll let you know.
Okay, so I'm going to do VNAV here.
Number 1 kilo, Echo, runway 8 right, taxi via Charlie, cross runway 3 at Charlie.
We're going to go VNAV direct.
Charlie, cross runway 3 at Charlie, November 1 kilo.
November 13 Charlie, November, are you paused?
VNAV direct.
31 North Charlie, November.
November 3 Charlie, November, Roger. Are you running X-Plane 11?
Affirmative.
Roger, 3 Charlie, November. It appears as though your frame rates are lower than the required for X-Plane to maintain a normal speed.
Alright, I'm going to get going down here on my own here. Okay.
Speed of your frame rate. For now, there's nobody else in the area, so I can let you continue flying, but you need to fix that in order to continue flying.
Good, pull back from power now.
Copy.
3 Charlie, November, contact SoCal departure.
Over to SoCal, 3 Charlie, November.
Okay, so I'm going to really pull some power here because we got to drop down here pretty quick.
SoCal departure. November 1, 3 Charlie, November. 2,500. 3,000.
November 1, 3 Charlie, November, SoCal departure, radar contact, climbing to maintain 4,000.
4,000, 3 Charlie, November.
Okay, now in the real plane, this thing would be, those temperatures are dropping, so I think right now it's not very realistic, but let's just go with it. So we're going direct Girard. We got 9 miles to go. We got to drop to 6,500 here. Let's see how we do there. Let's look out the back. Let's go out here and see what we're doing here. Nothing to see there. Okay, let's get our descent checklist here. Is our altimeter set? Our landing light is on. Fuel system we've checked. We got tanks are balanced. Brake pressure is good. Let's go back to the flight plan here. I pull that power back to 35.
Tower 100.4 is that west, 41.69.
Okay, so the approach is activated. We've got it there. We've got 6,500 set. We've got it set below there. Check 6 is our final approach fix. We've got our 7,000 is going to be our missed approach altitude.
Let's request the ILS 24 Carlsbad.
Have I ever seen that much ice on my windscreen in real aircraft? No. Because usually I can see the clouds and I get that stuff on there pretty pretty quickly here, so I'm going to turn off my,
I'd like this to be a practice approach with the instructions.
take it off a high now.
November 3, Charlie November. Elaborate what you mean by that. I'm going to vector you to the final approach course. What else are you asking for?
In real life, we can ask for a practice approach, which maintains VFR, and then you could just stay, you don't have to land.
Roger. Your IFR, though. You requested an IFR clearance in your IFR to Palomar.
Copy.
And Chino Tower, November 1 Kilo Echo, looks to be right in Charlie.
Okay, so we're not going to make 6,500 at Girard, but no need to do anything else because we got it set. We're going to come all the way down to 5,700, so we're good.
Yeah, requested altitude will be 6,500, and aircraft.
I see this power kind of moves around a little bit here.
Boeing 737-200 inwards slant Alpha for November 1 Kilo Echo. November 1 Kilo Echo, Chino Tower, departure frequency 135.4, squawk 5556. November 1 Kilo Echo, did you copy? Yes, sir. Yeah, 135.4, squawk 5556. I guess we didn't transmit for November 1 Kilo Echo, sorry. November 1 Kilo Echo, that read back correct? Runway 8 right.
Okay, not much to see out here tonight.
Right, November 1 Kilo Echo. Confirm cleared for takeoff, you're right. All right, thank you. November 1 Kilo Echo.
Okay, so we're actually getting pretty close to 6,500 there at Girard. All right, so we're good. We're going to hit 6,500 there. Beautiful. Okay, so now we're going to be making a right-hand turn here to Hakeed. We want to be 6,300 at Hakeed. So the V path is holding now. Top of descent 2 minutes and 6 seconds here. I want you to come up here and look at this. Right here, you see we've got a top of descent at 2 minutes and 5 seconds because the next VNAV altitude is 6,300, which you see over here, and you see it right here. We've set our altitude for 5,700, so we'll go all the way down to 5,700, but not for another minute and 58 seconds. Now we've got our speed under control, so I'm going to go give it a little bit more here because now we're in the area where we're coming into the approach, so I don't want to be screaming through here. So buck 30 is a good number right now, and I'll take that one. So let's come back up top here, start looking out the back window. I still don't see much of the city there. Looks like on our iPad, let's see if that's going to work here. No, it's not going to work over on the app. Okay, so we're coming up on Hakeed, which is supposed to be 6,300. So in a minute and 4 seconds, we're going to start our top of descent. Let's pull our power to about 40% here now, 45%.
Calico 4156 is clear at Lima 3.
Got a 22 knot wind right in our face here.
4166 taxi to parking via Lima Charlie and remain in frequency. Good day.
Parking via Lima Charlie and remain in frequency. Organized Delta 4156.
Yeah, let's put that up to our map here. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so now I've got my iPad all programmed up, looking good. Okay, should be starting that bottom of descent here now. We're going to start down in about 10 seconds. You should see that plane starting to go down again. And we're going to be turning to 348, so we're going to make a pretty hard left turn here. There's the left turn. And we are just starting our descent.
And Chino Tower, do you want us to contact approach for November 1 Kilo Echo?
1 Kilo Echo, just about to switch. You can connect to departure.
Departure, November 1 Kilo Echo, thank you.
Should start going down. Time to top of descent, 13 seconds. Okay, let's go back up top here. Okay, so now we're starting to see the city out ahead of us here.
Circle departure, good evening. November 1 Kilo Echo.
All right,
departed,
it's good.
Chino Airport, climb to 4,100.
Should be starting that bottom descent. Let's get it going down. It's not going down, so let's do this. Approach is armed. 5,900, we want to be at IFR. Okay, let's put our, let's go to our checklist here. We're going to seatbelt shoulder secure. I'm going to put our fuel pump and mixture up full. Flaps not required yet. Actually, I'm going to give it a little bit of flaps right now here. Here's our 5,700.
November 3 Charlie, November, say altitude.
That power is moving all over the place here. That's kind of weird.
4,000.
November 3 Charlie, aircraft, I indicate you 4,500, 500 feet above the signs. The sound of our altimeter 2980.
Okay, some weird shit going on there.
060.
060, right. 3 Charlie November.
Should be picking up the glide path here right about now.
November 7685 shots here, contact Henderson Tower, 125.1.
125.1, 85 shots here, thank you. Henderson Tower, 0768 Foxtrot's here, inbound with Juliet.
768 Foxtrot, Henderson Tower, the wind is 0407. Make straight in, runway 35 left, clear to land.
35 left, clear to land, 8 Foxtrot's here. Oh shit, I hit the flaps too early there. Used to be able to do it at 150.
Number 8 Foxtrot's here, Henderson Tower, the wind 0407. Make straight in, runway 35 left, clear to land.
35 left, clear to land, 8 Foxtrot's here. We want 2492 is what we want it to be, so let's get it down there. Something's not working properly here, but so we'll just have to do it old school. Be 4,600 at K2. That flight director. Get over on the line here. Flap over speed. I know I got it all goofy, going goofy here. Let's get in those. All kinds of weird stuff, no power in there. You know, my Cirrus, I got 150 knots is when I put the flaps in, so that was muscle memory at work right there. So I got flap over speed showing here.
SoCal approach, bearing 229 around for Tango, 3400, climbing 35.
November 229 around for Tango, SoCal approach the Chino altimeter.
And getting really weird power settings all the way down here, because I'd be going faster than that. Some more power flaps in here.
SoCal approach, 3 Charlie November, request.
Go ahead.
How's my frame rate now? Is it corrected?
Number 3 Charlie November, nope, you still appear pretty slow right now. I can't tell for sure, but if you're anything under 20 frames per second, then the sim is going to run slower than intended.
Say that last part again. Well, thank you.
Number 3 Charlie November, anything under 20 frames per second will run slower than intended. So you're going at a slow airspeed.
All right, there we go.
Right, but before you're going like 100 knots and moving at like 20 knots a minute, so or 20 knots an hour. So it looked like you were going about half speed back then. You might be okay now. Anything under 20 in the sim will be too slow.
Copy. Thank you.
Okay, we missed that. All right, let's see if we can get off the runway here. I don't know where we are here. All righty, that was kind of a messy landing. Definitely a messy landing.
768 Foxtrot, Sierra left turn at Foxtrot and Alpha to parking. Remain this frequency. Good night.
Left on Foxtrot and then Alpha to parking. 8 Foxtrot Sierra, thank you. I think I see it up there now. I think that's Foxtrot. Yeah.
November 1 Kilo Echo contact SoCal approach 135.4. 35.4, November 1 Kilo Echo. SoCal approach November 1 Kilo Echo is level 6,500.
And Alpha
November 1 Kilo Echo, I might have given you the wrong frequency there. I might have said 35.4 when I meant to say 34.2. Yeah, I believe so. I just wasn't aware. I didn't want to correct you or nothing. So is that 134.2 for number 1 Kilo Echo? November 1 Kilo Echo, yep, that's correct. 34.2, and don't be afraid to call me out for giving you the frequency you're already on. That would make no sense. Yeah, I thought so, but thanks. 1 Kilo Echo, 134.2. For 229 Alpha Tango, connect forward in tower 119.9, correction 119.1.
Where the heck am I? Okay, we are on Alpha now.
119.1, and we'll keep our squawk.
Okay, there's Alpha.
Tango.
All right, there's parking. Okay, geez.
Fullerton Tower, bearing 229 Alpha Tango, 11 miles to the north.
We're 229 Alpha Tango Fullerton Tower. Enter right base for runway, correction, enter left downwind for runway 6, report midfield.
Left downwind for runway 6, and we'll report midfield, bearing 229 Alpha Tango.
All right, folks, we're just about there now. That's kind of a... All right, we're going into, not sure where we're parking here, but we're going to just get off here and go. All righty. All right, we're just going to pull off to the side here and park. Looks like there's some stuff over there. All right. All righty, that's it for tonight here. I'm going to shut her on down here. Good night, folks. All right, Bender Aviation, Henderson Tower is best.
Number
Okay,
3 Charlie
I
November,
want to
turn
thank
right heading
everybody for
080.
joining me here tonight.
Flight
I'm going to turn
080,
all this off
Charlie
here.
November.
Thanks for letting me practice with you. Fly in sim before real life. Flying at SR20, hoping to buy a 22 this year. What sim are you using? Well, Jacob, I am using the. Let's go back to the into the hangar. Whew, it's nice and warm. I am using the Torque Sim X Aviation SR22 flight model here. The gear I have is called Real Sim Gear. Let's see if I got a camera view of it. There's the actual gear that I'm using. It's a Real Sim Gear setup. It has the MFD, PFD. It has this thing called the Cirrus console, which has the switches on it, fuel tanks, ignition, and fuel pump, which is really terrific. I didn't put my flaps up. Okay, I didn't turn my pump off either. Let's come back over here. So that's what I'm using here. Tobin GA, thanks for joining us here today. Jacob, if you get that SR22, I know you're going to love it. Where are you flying out of, Jacob? Friday, my pleasure. Thanks for joining us here, and thanks for letting me practice with you a lot watching. That's good. All righty. Let's see, what time is it here now in LA? It is 7:52. It is time to go get some food. So anyway, I want to thank you all for joining us here tonight. And I'm going to give you a big showbiz ending here. And thank you again for joining me. I want to thank all the folks that have been supporting my channel. It's been a lot of fun, and it's been really fun getting all the great comments and so forth. And one of the great things about the internet is our ability to find some common ground, things we enjoy, and talk about it. That's the good side of the web. Some of the other stuff a little bit uglier there. Jacob, French Valley. One of these days I'm going to get out to French Valley in my efforts to hit all the airports in Southern California. All right, so that's it for me tonight, folks. My name is Steve Rennie. I am the Ren Baron. This is my Ren Baron Learning to Fly YouTube channel, and I am going to get out of the hangar and into the house. See you later.